As runners, we all challenge ourselves in ways we never thought possible, pushing the boundaries of what we're capable of to smash through targets and set ourselves new, bigger and better ones.
This awesome hobby that we share gives us one thing in common, and it brings us together as a community. Whether you're working towards completing your first parkrun or you're a veteran of the sport who's run 100 ultra marathons, we all know the feeling of reaching that maxed out effort and our own red line.
Welcome to our podcast, where your hosts Brett Elsmore and Andy Maguire discuss the struggles, the successes and everything in between on our running journeys, as we all work towards the next time we're running the red line. Hello and welcome to episode 79 of Running the Red Line. I am your host Brett, and I am joined as always by my co-host Andy. And how are you doing this week, mate?
Très bien, monsieur. I'm feeling in a Francais mood because I've been watching UTMB today.
I thought it because of your holiday coming up, but no, it's
well, yeah. I do need to practice that, don't I? Un croissant, s'il vous plaît, monsieur.
Jambon au fromage.
Un croque madame, s'il vous plaît, monsieur.
Baguette.
Imagine that, just walking in to a baker going,
ooh,
baguette. Like some sort of magician. Yeah. Yeah. So,
talking of that, just very quickly, have you seen on any social media or anything recently the new Renault 5 advert? I don't know if that's been advertised to you recently.
Well, we used to have a Renault 5 as our family car.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah, the triangle shaped back. Yeah. Legendary car, Renault 5.
Yeah. And the Renault 5 Turbo from the 80s. Oh, what a car. But
I still remember the number plate, F405 AJW. I can't believe I still remember that number plate. What a weird memory that is, yeah. F-Reg.
What would that be? That would be a...
I'll tell you what it'd be. It'd be Stingy Parents, Brett. It was 2006.
Be an 88 or 89?
Yeah, I mean, the car I remember it being about 94, 95. And what was cool about it, sorry, I know you wanted to say something about an actual Renault 5, but we went on a holiday to the south of France, apparently, and we did the Monaco Grand Prix circuit, like as a, just driving around some of the course in that car with a family of 5. And on that same trip, my mom got attacked by a sparrow. It jumped into the car, and I think it actually hit her on the head. So we've got a funny family story about that. But
amazing.
Again, yeah. So
anyway. Which position were you in at the back? Were you in the middle or at one of the sides?
Well, even though I'm the youngest, because my older sisters are twins, I was never allowed in the middle because I would always fight with either whoever's on my left or my right. So I would probably have to be furthest away from Louise. So Cheryl will probably be in the middle.
Yeah.
Because we would normally bicker quite badly. We'd clash. I don't know what we'd clash about because I was 3. But probably baguettes, croissants.
Well, that's the reason I was talking about the Renault 5 ad. Is I'm sure they've done it on purpose, but in the car there's a holder, which must be for something like umbrellas or something, because it's a long tube, and they put a baguette in it. But the one shot is of a bloke's hand going to grab the baguette, and it looks very phallic at one point. And they must have done it on purpose.
Yeah, I can imagine that. We probably had a bit of fun with that. Yeah, I bet. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. But I interrupted you completely. Other than the UTMB, which you are currently watching, are you still watching it right now?
Yeah, it's It's on. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it
What
on
have you been up to this week? Anything good?
Went out for a run with Daisy this morning, which was quite nice. So it's been the first
Nice.
run I've done with her for 3 months.
Wow.
So if she could talk, I reckon she would have bitten the vet the other day because they made a little cutting remark about her weight. So we got, because she hasn't been very well. We took her to the vets, and she sort of said something like, "Most dogs lose weight when they're ill," or something like that. Because we got her weighed, and she was like a kilo heavier than last time she was there.
Oh wow.
And I felt like saying, "Daisy, go on, attack!" So she's put on a little bit of summer weight. Because I swear she does actually lose weight when we start when she comes on my marathon training runs with me, and she does. We'll next time we take her to the vet in 3 months, we'll see if the Valencia marathon training has made her lose a bit of timber.
Is she all better now?
She is, yeah. She went to the vets on Wednesday or Thursday, and she basically got signed off. So yeah, but they were talking about having a 800 quid sedation thing, and I absolutely swear they are targeted. They're like worse than driving examiners. No, failing. We've already passed too many today. Sorry, mate, you failed. You've driven impeccably, but you failed. What did I fail on? Don't worry about it. And I reckon it's the same with the vets. We've just had unnecessary visit after unnecessary visit just to check her progress.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice.
But
nice.
How are you anyway? That's how I am. How are you?
Yeah. All right. Getting there slowly but surely. I just constantly have to keep on reminding myself that my body isn't ready to do what my head wants it to do, and I keep on leaning and reaching for things or stretching, and then suddenly realizing that I shouldn't be doing that.
My mind's telling me no, but my body is telling me yeah.
I'm not sure we can sing the songs of that guy, but
Kelly.
It's a great tune. It's a great tune, but I'm not sure he's
Yeah. Let's talk about someone. Should we talk about P Diddy?
Yeah. Have you got any baby oil?
Should you have a freak off? No, let's not. Oh, right. Already we're descending into chaos.
Brilliant.
Already.
Yeah. One thing I did do this week that was quite good though, was my cousin and auntie and my niece came over from Bridgnorth, so on my mum's side, and me, mum and dad, and my two sisters and me nieces and nephews as well, all went down to Arrow Valley Lake to meet up and have a coffee and everything. But they came over because they wanted to go on the swans on the lake. So there's Pedalo swans
on
Arrow Valley Lake. Yeah.
Since when?
I think they were there this year.
This is new.
Yeah. So there's like a 4-seater pedalo, but it's shaped like a swan. So you can get on that, and the two people in the front pedal and steer, and then there's just 2 seats in the back. So like 8 of us went out on these. I sat in the back of one and let my 2 nephews pedal and steer, and you can get half an hour on it. So we went out and we got about 20 minutes in, and it started to rain, but it started to like just rain a bit, and we were like, oh, this is not too bad. And then about 20 seconds later, it hammered it down, and we got so wet. It was crazy. And we were out there and we were like, we're already wet. So we just carried on pedaling around for a little bit and then went, no, this is too bad. Let's get back. And we were soaked.
Like, we've paid 12 quid for it, so we may as well make the most of it.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
But no.
Well, that sounds like a running the red line challenge waiting to happen. Post parkrun pedalo challenge.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Who can do the most distance on their watch?
Who can finish parkrun and then get on a swan and do a lap fastest?
Yeah, that could be good.
Brilliant.
So
right,
yeah.
So this week we've got a bit of a treat for the listeners' ears, haven't we? And
Well,
and the viewers' eyes.
well, the viewers are in for an absolute treat when they see it. But I can see him in the green room. I can see him. Oh, what a specimen! But yeah, we've for the first time we realised that since the Quiney boys, we haven't actually had anyone on the podcast. So for the last 10 months, people have just been listening to you and I talk about having a stroke and stuff. And,
yeah. How people have put up with that, I do not know. But there we go.
So yes, we've got a guest, and shall we put everyone? Shall we? You know, there's been rumours have been swirling who it could possibly be. Shall we give them an introduction?
Yes. I'm going to. If you want to give him a introduction while I quietly sing an introduction in the background, that would be lovely.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right. Okay. This won't put me off at all then. So,
when
without
the
any
without
any further ado,
ear,
please welcome to the show the owner of Mack Tracks YouTube channel. It's the one and only friend of the podcast. It's Mack the Knife Ashworth.
Here he is.
Hello. Dear, some tough acts to follow. I've got your French accents, R. Kelly, P. Diddy, and then you joke about strokes again. And that was when you were joking
Welcome
last
to the
time.
show.
It was a good 5 minutes because I was running down London Road and there was just no content. It was just laughing the whole time.
Brilliant. I still do feel a little bit. Well, I massively cringe thinking about. Not only that, a lot of the things I've said on this podcast, but I'm pleased to know that people do at least find it funny or at least laugh along on their runs.
Yeah.
So
They laugh at us, not with us.
yeah, exactly. But we'll take it. We'll take it.
Oh yeah, every time.
Yeah.
So how are you, Mac?
I'm good. I'm happy to have been upgraded from friend of the podcast. I don't know where that nickname came from either. To guest of the podcast. But seriously, it is like an honor to be here. I do love what you two do. You've been on so many long runs of mine. It's weird being here, and there's been occasions where I'm listening, I bump into Andy, and I'm like, I'm listening to you now. So I think
That
for
has
many people
happened.
people listening, you do get us through, those long runs. So thank you,
Thanks.
and thank you for having me.
I did see Mac on a run not long ago, and he sort of I was like, "What are you doing?" He sort of forced his headphones on me, and there was me in my own ears, and it makes my ego go through the roof when I.
It's a blessing and a curse that people are listening,
Yeah, where did the friend of the podcast come from?
really
We've said
don't
it
know.
since like day one. We're gonna have to listen to
Yeah.
episode 1 because
Yeah.
I bet you we said it in like
Maybe
early
you were
days.
the first emailer or the first
maybe.
commenter.
Look at that.
Maybe.
That's an upload. Yeah,
friend,
I'll take that.
friend of the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
complained about never having an email, and I think I wrote one there and then.
Yeah.
And now you're
brilliant.
inundated. Now you've got too many to read.
Now we're inundated with 3 every 4 weeks. So it's becoming untenable, unmanageable. But yeah, how the devil are you, mate? So what are you up to at the moment? You're doing a lot of running. We've seen from your YouTube channel. And I was going to say before we go into that, why don't you just give us a little breakdown of who are you? Who are you?
Who are you and why are you here?
Well, I'm Mac. Hello. I'm Mack Ashworth. I run, as Andy mentioned, Mack Tracks, the YouTube channel. I've been running for, I think, just over 3 years, so 3.5 years. And I mostly started running to lose weight for my wedding. I think, Andy, you mentioned you did similar.
Yep.
Not that you needed to. I'm just saying. I think
And then it snowballed.
Yeah, so it's just turned from one thing to another. I have Worcester Park Run next to me. And so I was walking the dog one day and I was like, what on earth are all these annoying runners doing? Found out it's like an organized thing. And joined in and built up from there. I searched Worcester running on YouTube. I found Brett and Andy. Brett was your Pitchcroft video, and Andy, I think you were doing a Worcester Woods. So that's how I kind of became the friend that I am today. So yeah, it's been quite a relatively quick journey, from that 5K just over 3 years ago to doing marathons now and following Andy around on ultras and whatnot. So yeah, it's been
so was your first ever run a park run?
Right, so I tried and failed Couch to 5K. Basically, I got to the point in my late 20s where I was I think I hit 19 stone 6. So for context, I'm 6'7", so I am taller, but still 19 stone 6 is, I'm getting a bit chonk. So I tried to lose weight through Couch to 5K, but the problem was I was doing it in Malvern, so I was like, this is so hard. Why is this? It's because I'm running up hills. So gave up on Couch to 5K a couple of times, moved to Worcester. And then as I was kind of getting to, I think it was 20 minutes non-stop, that's when I saw parkrun. And so I kind of transitioned to parkrun and then kind of learned about easy running. I think everyone, when they start out, they run too fast.
Yeah, there's just one pace.
Yeah.
You either run or don't run.
And it's not enjoyable either. Running slow at first is enjoyable. Like, you're not out of breath all the time. You can still talk. So did that in the week, hard parkrun in the weekend, and then just carried on doing that to get my times down. Really addicting stuff. Like, I think most people listening will have done a parkrun, but if you haven't, then once you do one, you'll be at them all the time, and you'll be
say goodbye
waking up
to your
on a Saturday like,
mornings.
I've got somewhere to be,
So what was your time and your first ever parkrun? Can you remember?
I think it was 31:30. And then I think I just missed sub 30. The context, like, I was dying though. Like, the thing is, it was at Worcester Woods as well, and I had no kind of reference point to other. I didn't really know Pitchcroft existed at the time, so I'm like, the first 600 meters of Worcester Woods back in the day, at least, was just straight uphill. So I'm just hanging on and not understanding. I'm just like, this is horrible, but whatever. So yeah, trying to get that sub 30, and then trying to chip away, and then eventually went to Pitchcroft and got like a 2-minute PB just because it's Pitchcroft and flat. And then learned about all the rest of them. Walsall, rest in peace. It's not actually flat anymore. And all the faster ones. So yeah, it becomes this addicting thing, but then it's just 5K, so then you'd start looking elsewhere. I think I quickly signed up for the Worcester City Runs 10K. So that would have been 2023. So then used another app, Couch to 10K. Very, very creative naming. Went through that, did that, and then immediately signed up, not even a week later, for Manchester Marathon. I just skipped the half marathon stage.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I was like, I haven't actually done a half marathon.
Yeah, I remember doing Warwick half marathon with you.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, I got a PB today. So that's my first ever half. So it's a half PB by default or something like that. I was like, haven't you done a 50K? Haven't you done an ultra and stuff like that? It's like, yeah, but I've just never done a half. So
it's the best distance as well. Half marathon. What a distance. Absolutely love that. But yeah, it's probably my least run distance. It just, the races don't line up, and I need to make more of an effort really. But Warwick, as challenging as it is, and Andy does say a lot of things about a very downhill final 5K, even though it's got some hills still. It's definitely one of the better ones for sure. And then obviously these marathons that get so addicting, even though they are so brutal, especially if you're creating content, saying times, not hitting times, it's an additional layer of pressure. And once I kind of watched Andy doing it, because I didn't start YouTube until January last year. So for my sub 4 Manchester block, so I didn't actually start for a while, but I was watching Andy, put out, I think, Amsterdam, and I think he measured the course long, so he just missed out on 4 hours, and he's still pulling this camera out and recording himself and capturing quite a vulnerable thing. And I was like, yes, I'd like to do that. I'd like to look back on these races, capture the good moments, but also the bad. So yeah, it's just kind of gone from there. And we've done ultras. Andy 50k. Well, Brett 50k start of this year. What a
Yes.
superhero! You didn't really
I've still
glazed
got
over this.
I've still got to edit that video. I've got all the footage, but I just never got around to editing it. So one day it might see the light of day. It might do.
It was quite a unique experience because it had snowed to the point where I thought, well, if I'm honest, I was at Lock 1, so Worcester Birmingham Canal, and then obviously we've got to run 31 miles towards Birmingham because we did it that way round, which is like
Uphill.
the worst idea. But sure, let's do the uphill route. And it had snowed overnight heavily, ice on the ground,
Yeah.
and it was like problematic. So I'm stood there at Lock 1. It ticks over to 7 a.m., which is when we were meant to meet. I'm alone still, and I'm thinking, I'm still ready to run. Am I going alone? And then Brett phones me. Brett, who hasn't done an ultra, kind of shuns ultras a little bit. And then he's there in his road shoes. Yeah. But,
That was a terrible idea.
what an absolute legend. So Brett's there, and then we've got our full, everyone's there. It's just they were a bit late because of the snow and whatnot. But no, I mean, I quickly decided not to record just because it was so dark and just you had to focus on the floor in front of you. You could not switch off, or you were kind of going in the canal. But no, Andy, you did capture some, I know. And Brett, you did post a short, I think, of it as well.
I did a little reel, like
those
short.
conditions.
Yeah,
those conditions were pretty awful, weren't they? So no, I mean it was a test, but it's those that route especially kind of holds a special place now for me, just because I've done it kind of a few times.
You've not only done it, you've done it up and back down.
Don't like to talk about it, but kind of done 100k.
Well, yeah, that's one thing that we should touch on as well, is the fact that you've done this monumental ultra marathon this time last year when you did the Birmingham Worcester Canal and back again, the 100-kilometre run from Worcester to Birmingham and back. You've finally done your sub 20, so you've got that in the bag. You've done your sub 4, you've done well under a sub 4. That was a big target, and we'll talk about the next one you did early this spring as well. Amongst other things. But before we do that, I'm really excited to do this because I haven't done this for about a year. We're going to play. Have we got any? I know we have, because we've got some sound effects. Can you give us a sound effect?
What would you like?
I think we've got like 4 to choose from because we're about to play this or that.
There we go.
Oh, it's a shame. I thought you would have gone with the gunshot. Because isn't there a gunshot one?
There is.
Let's play this or that.
Is that all of them? Have we used them all?
That's all the ones I've
Applause,
downloaded
gong.
so far.
There we go.
That's all you need. That's all you need. Right. As you know, some very controversial questions. People will already be commenting, saying, I can't believe he chose that. Let's see if Mack chooses this or that. Number 1, Aldi or Lidl?
Lidl bakery.
Correct answer.
Got to be done.
5k or 10k?
5k? 10k is just two 5ks put together, so I'd rather do one 5k.
I agree. Correct. Miles or kilometres?
Kilometers, but I'm being swayed. I'm being
Really?
swayed.
Why?
Okay. My watch doesn't go off 42 times during a marathon. For one thing.
I've always said you want to run 26, you don't want to run 42.
It just sounds, it sounds like you're part of a special club now that everyone's using kilometers.
How do you think I felt in the river 356 times? Yeah. Number 4, Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
Yeah, it's probably, unfortunately, it's probably the correct answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done. Well said. Well saved. Half marathon or marathon?
Well, I'd rather race a half marathon, but marathons are where the magic happens. The memories are made. So we'll go marathon.
Road or trail?
Trail. I need to run it more though.
Controversial.
Headphones or no headphones?
No headphones for racing, but you need headphones for the podcast. So
Good answer. Good answer. That is correct. Sunrise or sunset for running?
sunrise, yeah, early doors.
Crisps or chocolate?
I think crisps at this point, yeah.
Ooh.
And the last one, summer running or winter running?
We'll go summer running, but not necessarily summer training. So summer running for sure. Slow and low heart rate, you know, but
yeah,
for getting things done, for getting the graft in, maybe the winter.
we keep booking these races, don't we? And like I've got a 10K on Sunday, and they're all in like 30-degree heat, aren't they? Like, there's not many 10K or 5K races these days that seem to be at a sensible time of year. Half marathons and marathons are normally at cooler times for obvious reasons. Well, usually they're supposed to be. But the 10Ks usually are normally in quite warm temps, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right? And it's we just love suffering, don't we? We absolutely love putting ourselves through the ringer. But yeah, well, thank you, Mac, for playing this or that.
Oh, there you go. I thought there was more. I thought there'd be some, you know.
Maybe we'll think of some more juicy questions.
No, I'm glad there was no surprises, to be honest.
Yeah, no.
Right, so you said at the start of your history you started running to lose weight for your wedding. Did you actually, or did you just find a love of running and just that was it, or was the target still to lose weight once you started running?
So I guess initially I was kind of hiking the Malvern Hills when I lived in Malvern. So then I kind of moved that to running, you know, like that was the kind of transition. But no, once parkrun started, losing weight was just kind of a byproduct. And, you know, I have stable. I don't know if you two monitor your weight anymore, but mine's just kind of stabilized. So I'm like 14 and a half stone. I was like 19 stone 6. Yeah. Am I heavier? So you kind of don't worry about it so much now, or
yeah, that's a big old chunk to lose, though, isn't it?
I was, yes.
Five. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying 5 stone is a lot of weight, extra weight to carry around when you're trying to do like races and stuff.
Yeah.
So obviously you've got faster, but I bet there was a point where you thought, I don't want to lose anymore because I'll be less capable of running. Because obviously, because you're tall, you're quite a slender man.
Right.
I'm sure if you lost even more than you had now, you would lose some of your strength and ability to run these distances.
Yeah, so at university, I was like 10 to 11 stone, and obviously this same height. So,
wow,
you know, not fantastic. But I think I was eating. It was just the fastest metabolism ever. And, you know, I just couldn't gain weight anyway. And then just with the job that I got, so working from home, it just started to catch up. And like, you know, these were long hour days. But then as you say, for sure, I am conscious of it now. You know, I try and fuel well, try and, you know, eat the right things and whatnot. Not to a you know, Olympian standard, but just be a bit more conscious. And I think, you know, you do get punished if you kind of eat the wrong way or, you know, drink too many rattlers. You do get punished the next day, and then you kind of weighing up, is it worth it? I think Andy and Rich, I joined you. Oh, I don't know what that was, but the night we were at a pub. And I had one too many rattlers. Yeah. And then as we left the pub, you're going, all right, mate, 18 miles tomorrow or something. I was like,
yeah,
can't really say no. So I think I met you near your house at 8 in the morning. Nightmare. Yeah. But we got it done.
I could not believe you showed up for that. Because
HRV
you were...
My watch was just like, no, mate.
Yeah. It was like, don't bother getting out of bed, mate. But you did, and you smashed it. We went for a good old long run, me, you, and Rich that day. You must have been hanging but you just didn't tell us because there's no way after consuming all that Rattler you could not have not been hanging, because that would have been quite a struggle.
Because I don't drink, like, rarely now. You know what I mean? Like Christmas and maybe marathon night, like afterwards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like generally, I am like so lightweight.
I'm the same. I'm a cheap date.
So I wouldn't. But yeah. But the thing is, running with you guys, like every time we run together, it goes so fast, doesn't it? It goes. Obviously, we're catching up and whatnot, but those runs go by in a flash.
Yeah.
So, but no, obviously it was a bit tough. I think I was in my threshold for 2.5 hours, but whatever.
And the most dehydrated person ever.
Yeah. You guys not thirsty?
I'm fine. Yeah. So that was quite a fun memory. But I think what's quite, like you just said about running with others, that's one of the things I've sort of learned over the years of getting into running, that I wouldn't say you can only go so far on your own, because of course you can continue to train solo and, do your own thing. Of course you can. You could do that forever if you wanted to at your own pace. But if you want to, sorry, there's a fly that's making a beeline for me. If you surround yourself with others, especially people that are different paces to you, which everybody essentially is, it makes your running life so much more interesting, doesn't it? You feel like, if you run with someone, let's say, that's faster than you kind of raise your game a little bit. Or if you run with someone that's a bit slower than you, then if you do a long run with them, the aerobic benefit is really good for you, I guess. So it's really good to run with others, and you share the effort, don't you? And it's like you just said, it just makes the time go a bit quicker. And that could bring us on quite nicely about you joining a club, because you're a Black Pair jogger, aren't you? And you've been a member for what, 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, I think 2 years now. So yeah, it's very casual. It's very much, you go as much as you want. There's runs most days, but I really only go to track. Which is next to me, the track, so I can just go there and join in. So that's good. Obviously, Andy used to.
I was going to say, how do you feel about the traitor that's on the screen with you?
To be fair, I mean, towards the end of the year,
I've got a Black Pair tattoo as well. I have to hide it. I can't wear a singlet when I go to Worcester.
To be fair, to be serious, towards the end of the year, Andy was aiming for sub 20, I was aiming for sub 20, so there was, a motivation, like, to stick with Andy.
We'd run a lot of reps together, wouldn't we? Yeah,
mate, we were absolutely dead by the end of some of these, and that mile in the rain,
which you beat me on, by the way. We need a rematch.
Oh no!
What did you do that mile in, by the way? Do you remember?
Yeah, 5:46, I think.
Yeah, I did. I think I did 5:51 on the day, because I remember on the podcast Brett telling me to just run 90-second laps, and then on the last lap just go as hard as you can. And I think you overtook me with 2 laps to go or 1 lap to go. I can't remember.
It was just like 500 meters. I thought, we'll just kick now, because I think, well, in your footage, because you recorded it, I turned to look at you as in because are we gonna do this? But you kind of were just aiming for 6, weren't you? Just for the.
I think I was like, what are you doing? Where are you going?
I just wanted Mac to say then. I turned to look at you as if to say, "Is that all you got?"
Call yourself a Black Pair jogger.
I've got I do have an issue, like a red mist issue, where the last bit of a race, I don't know, I just run fast.
Yeah.
And it's something that I'm trying to get out of, really. Spread out that energy. Go on, what?
We've witnessed that many times. One of the times, including when you nearly absolutely clotheslined a Marshall at the Telford 10K. Brett, do you remember that? Yeah. Brett, when Mac did his final sprints and just didn't stop, crossed the finish line, just didn't stop.
Yeah.
But no, I like that, having that red mist, because that's something I don't really get. But your sprints are quite ferocious.
Well, I've
You're,
learned to pump my arms now. Jazz says, "Pump your arms, mate. You look like a right idiot." so Jazz told me. But I've tried to get out of the habit because, like, you don't really do any damage to your time in that 100-meter sprint. Spread it out. Use that energy, kick earlier. 400 or 500, 600, and then you can actually close the gap. But no, it's what we were saying. Just having you there at the time. The competition, not the competition, but the friendly rivalry, I guess, or just who can hit sub 20. Yeah, and who can hit it first. Like I don't really want to talk too much about Arrow Valley that day, but trying to stick to you guys for Andy's PB, just like trying my absolute best. I wouldn't have been able to do that if that wasn't happening, So I think it's a very healthy thing to have that competition, and they do drive you forward, just having that kind of thing.
I had no idea what had happened to you that day. In fact, why don't you walk us through what happened that day, just in case anyone doesn't know what we're on about?
So leading up to that day, unless I'm mistaken, was the mile that week? So
yeah, it was the week before.
So I think I had Tell for 10k on the Sunday. Ran a new 10k PB, then had a mile all out on the Wednesday, and then had this 5k on the Saturday. So 6 days after my all out 10k, 3 days after this mile. But like, Andy was going sub 20, and it was pretty much a certainty at that point. Like, Andy was definitely hitting the reps in training. He had like a pacers, myself included. Like, I was hanging on with the pacers that Andy had kind of arranged. And it was this day, wasn't it? It was happening. So, so building up to it, obviously I was nervous, but I also thought, I'd done the calculator. I'd put in my mile time. I was like, right, it's on. Let's just go. Hadn't thought about previous efforts, fatigue or anything like that. Let's just get it done. We're all on the start line. And then, I mean...
Had you broken 21 by this point?
I think it was
were you in the 20s?
28?
So you'd well done that. Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
I think I did that at Arrow Valley a couple of weeks before, and I felt like there was more.
Okay.
And then we went out, and on my watch, obviously everyone was a bit different, but my watch was, even though Brett's in miles, he was still ticking over. So 358, 358, 358 for those 3Ks.
Thank you.
But then, and Jazz has a photo. Jazz has a photo of us finishing the first lap. And there is a very clear difference in Andy's, he's smiling. He's smiling, so that's an issue. And I am not smiling. So there's clearly something already wrong there. And then we get to that fourth kilometer. And I'm surging at that point to keep up. And obviously when you start doing that, it's just a recipe for disaster. Rory goes past, and I'm trying to hang on to Rory. I'm definitely still on for a PB. Like, this is still 2010, 2015. Like, still finished the race, Mac. And then I just had, I'd put, like, flipping mantras on my hand. So I had, like, stuff to keep me going. But then I just popped, That just, heart rate hit the maximum that I've ever experienced. Well, then... Like, we did exceed that in the following week, which I might mention in a sec. And I just, spat my dummy out, went to the side of the road, and it was just too much on that day. And I was just...
you could describe it as an epic blow-up.
Yeah, for sure. And, like, looking back, it is kind of cringe, but also I felt posting that video, and the bit in the car as well, Like, for some reason... And looking back, maybe it shouldn't have been that important, but for some reason, with Andy finally doing his 20 on that day, me being there at the end with him, type of thing, kind of romantic. It would have been just perfect, wouldn't it? Like for my sub 20. And yeah, it didn't happen. And I saw Rachel and joined in with Rachel. So yeah, just
as you say, you put that video out, and I think that video was such a good just visualization of how much running can mean to everybody. and
Yeah.
your raw emotion and everything you put out into that was just incredible, because everybody could relate to it, and
Yeah.
you don't see that very often. A lot of time on social media, including YouTube, we see the best of everything, and we don't very often see the times when it goes wrong and the feelings that go along with it. And your video had everything it needed for people to fully relate to that emotion.
No,
Yeah.
I appreciate that, and you know, the response was great, and I was like umming and ahhing about posting it or cutting the end bit or something, but you know, it kind of needed to go out there. And then a week later, no, we had Christmas, and I did not run for like the whole until Saturday again, so I had, you know, the 6 days off, and just low key went to Pitchcroft, didn't really think about it, just went there. I was gonna go out at sub 20 pace, just see what happens, and then yeah, I did it in 1957, and it was I think a 12-second negative split over the half, because it was
Yeah.
it was just a crazy one.
Yeah. And you
And
captured that one really well on your camera, didn't you?
you know, Merv saw the red dot. He saw it. No, so I didn't capture it. Absolutely zero footage at the end. Absolutely devastated, because I hit a new heart rate, 199 at the end of that race. I don't remember the last mile. I don't even, you know, I think the black dots had cut. I was just so like, I couldn't see, and I just looked at the watch. It was 2010, and I was like, no, you know, didn't look at the watch again. Focused on George Jenkins, who black pair jogger. Focused on him, got to him, and then he's like, he does this to let me pass, and I'm like, I don't think I can pass, but sure, fly past him, and then, you know, we finished that in a 3:45. So final kilometer, a 3:45, hard. What a shocking way to do a sub 20 with that kind of split.
Yeah.
But no, I think
Amazing.
I think it's just pressure. You know, I think I put so much on that Andy PB. I just put so much on it, and like built it up so much in my head. You know, visualizing the finish, which can be healthy, but also you can put too much on.
Yeah, over-egged the pudding a little bit too much.
Yeah, for sure. Just wanted PBs everywhere, 10k mile, and then I'll take the 5k as well. Why not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because a few days before that, how did you get on in Telford? Is that still your PB?
It is. Yeah, that was a 42:32. Yeah, so I was trying for sub 42. I think I went through the half in 2050, and I was ready for it to be over then, you know. I passed you my sunglasses, saw the halfway
yeah.
split, and I was like, I don't have that again. It's an interesting one. Telford is a great race because, well, especially for the faster bunch, because they have actual people to run with. Whereas when you know, if you're me and 42 minutes, you're likely to have company at most races. Because it's a challenging course, I think. And knowing once you're going back up the hill, there's like a turnaround point, and then there's it's gradual, but there's quite a constant climb, which does build your legs, like, you know, the fatigue builds, and then you know you've got to do it again. It's a tough one. It's very fast and exciting. Like, my first kilometer was sub 40 pace or something. But, like, you know, I saw John Broome, I saw Ryan.
Up the hill.
I saw
Up the hill as well.
Yeah, I saw you two. I'm like, I've just completely blown up this. I've been training for 12 weeks. But what a good time this kilometer has been. And then absolute pain for 9K. 10Ks are just... They are 5K twice.
I'm
There's
with you on
no...
that.
What? It's 10 seconds per kilometer slower. So that makes it easy. Like, no, it's still absolutely horrendous. So,
Yeah, definitely. So, run us through your PBs quickly. So,
From 5K up to
5K.
100K.
yes. So, well, 1957 is my 5K, and then 42:32 10K half. I don't really run them, but it was a chatty 137 at Warwick earlier this year. Really enjoyed that one. And then the marathon's that 3:38 at Manchester, which, yeah, marathons are just a bit different, aren't they? You know,
Yeah.
they're quite unique.
But that was this year, wasn't it, at Manchester?
Yeah.
And you were trying to break 4 hours for the first time, and you smashed it by miles, didn't you?
Well, so no. So last year was a
Oh
sub
no, yes,
4.
sorry, no, the year before was your sub 4, wasn't it?
Yeah, that
And
was
then
it was a 3:58, and then this time's a 3:38.
yes,
So in
yes, sorry, yeah,
in 6 weeks I'll be doing what? What's the pattern? 3:18. No, I won't be doing that. But
yeah.
yeah, I had such a good training block for Manchester, and yeah, it just kind of fell apart at 10 miles, which isn't what you want to happen. So I was on pace for that 3:16 something, like 3:17 is basically what I was aiming for. I was on pace and feeling good, and then just had this hip issue which I've never experienced before, and then it was such a slog. Like, I captured it somewhat well in the video, I think, but it wasn't, and it was pretty tough going. And the ultra mindset kind of kicked in.
Do you know what it was now?
So basically, what did you Altrincham? It was before that, sadly. I didn't even get to that.
Oh no!
I know, chaos, but no, that hill in Altrincham. No,
hill.
Since like August of last year, I think I've been complaining to you two about what is it called? Piriformis syndrome. I was complaining about that, but it isn't actually that. It's proximal hamstring tendinopathy. So right on the sit bone is where I have issues. But me leaving that basically meant that I guess I was compensating in a certain way. And so my hip flexor was the issue on the day. So that went, and then I just had to, it was an interesting race just because I'd fueled so much. Like, I had so much carbs, and I'd taken it so seriously. I think I had like 7 or 8 20-milers. I had up to 24K goal marathon pace at the end of a 36K run. Like, this training block, I will repeat it, and I will race again at that higher end for sure, because that training block was legendary. If I finished that 36K run, if I just finished that little 6K, I'd have had like a sub 3:30 there in the training run. Wouldn't have counted, I know, because it's not a race, but that I was primed and ready, but I just left it in the training. They say that, don't they? Don't leave your marathon in the training.
Yeah.
Unless you're Japanese.
Right, yeah, just
yeah.
Full send, no matter the weather. But no, and it was interesting because I slowed down, but God, I hate to say the word, but I kind of coasted a 20-minute PB. I don't want to sound like it's an easy thing to do, but just, I think being so fueled, being so, with how much I trained, the mileage, like that was the highest mileage ever, and just how much I'd managed to get used to marathon pace and work through the gears, like steady and, easy as well. I think it helped on the day. It was just...
Did you...
Yeah.
Did you ever have that moment at Manchester version 2.0? Did you ever have that moment where you were like, I'm flying here, I'm floating on air? Or did you say you were in pain from the very, very start?
No, so...
When did it come on?
So it was that 16K, so 10 mile,
16,
just before that. So yeah, it's it felt effortless, like it's supposed to do. Like these are, what are they, 23-minute 10 5K splits. So for me that's pretty fast to consecutively string together 8 of them, 8.5. But it felt good. The 10K split came through, 46-minute 10K. Like, it felt good. I was talking to people. It was good vibes. It was warm, sure, but I was an earlier start, so certainly had no issues compared to those starting at 11 doing a 5-hour marathon. I feel for them so much, but for me that wasn't really a factor. I don't want to seem cocky or anything like that, but it didn't really feel like I'd raced by the end of it. Like, I didn't think I got going. We didn't really reach that point. Little kitty on the mic.
That's Brett
That was
Spelling
Boba.
again.
No, that was actually Boba that time.
I just felt a pain at like 14k while Rebecca is trying to talk to me. So someone found me. That's the thing about marathons. It's just crazy who you find.
You're just too famous.
And
Because you did a video on the hill, didn't you? And everyone's like,
so
"There's
many
that guy."
people mention the hill. It is hilarious. Yeah, Altrincham Hill, little Altrincham bump. Yeah. No. So he's trying to talk to me, and I'm like, might have issues here. Like, so I had to pull over, and that's where it kind of starts. You know, once you walk once, I'm gonna lose the pace. But it happened so early, and then I think I was just happy that I was able to kind of coast and just not kind of. I think I could have gone, like, and just driven myself into the ground, but I don't think I would have survived the full thing and come out reasonably okay. I still came out injured. I still needed the physio. I still needed to just run around the Worcester Woods field, like so many laps of that field, just keep it to trail. But at least I'm running, sooner than if I don't know, torn something or.
Yeah, probably a good thing that you didn't push yourself to the absolute point of injury, real bad injury. Because
But then you got Brett running on a broken leg, so maybe I should have tried harder.
he's got, well, yeah.
Don't do that, because
No.
you're then out for a long time. You did the sensible thing.
I think it just happened so early on that I was just like, well, I gotta be sensible. But if it was 5k to go, and I was feeling that, I think I would have finished it off, obviously. But
So you've done Manchester the first time. Was that your first marathon?
I've done Manchester 3 times, so 2023, 2024, 2025, and then I've done Amsterdam in 24.
And how's your progress been? Have you managed to run a quicker one each time?
Yeah, so first one was like 4:37. Oh, not great. After Altrincham, someone stopped just in front of me, and I stopped, kind of went over on my knee, and so this right knee's still not right, to be honest. And so I just had this hobble all the way to the end. Absolutely horrendous, but it was for charity. It's my grandma. I'm doing one marathon, and then I'm never doing this again. You know how it goes. And then like 4:22, I think, Amsterdam. Didn't train amazingly well for that. I think summer training is just something that I don't really vibe as well with. And I was there just for kind of Amsterdam, And then Manchester again, sub 4. That went pretty well. The way the wall comes and gets you, I had to hold on to the pacer towards the end. But that went well, and then Manchester again.
But you epically did sub 4 though, didn't you? Do a 3:58 or 3:59?
Yes. It was 3:58.47, I think. That was if I'm right there. And you're trying to do the calculations. You're like coming round, and you're like, this course is measuring a bit long. How fast can I run 400 meters?
Yeah, it's like, I've already done a marathon and I'm still going.
And you're like, this is not good. And then, we did it, but it got tough. And I think sub 4 is the barrier that I kind of wanted to reach. And from there on, like, I know I was being, ambitious with the 3:16, but I think in the training, especially that last run, I think I did have the potential for it. And I did it my way as well. It was my plan. Like I did as much mileage as I could fit in. I kind of found double run days especially good. Even double easy days, just where you can, get the full mileage in. You up to 30k if you wanted to. 15k in the morning, 50k in the evening. Super useful there. And I'll repeat it. I just need Manchester again. And I think next year, if everything goes to plan, I think Jazz might be doing it, so I'll be with her. But then the year after, I'm not in any rush at all to cut down on these times in a massive way. Obviously, I'll be trying to PB at Chicago, but I don't know why I'm rushing, What am I doing? Once you've got sub 20, you've got to go sub 19. Why do you want to do that,
You've done 3:38. Why don't you go for 2:38 and
there
Chicago?
you go. Now we're talking.
Well, I was going to say that because you've just dropped it, because we haven't actually mentioned what your next race is. But you said you don't like summer training, and you then signed up for Chicago Marathon to train through the summer.
Yeah.
And not only did you decide to train through the summer, but you've completely gone for something very rogue and tried a complete new training system. So tell us about Chicago, how that came about, and why you've chosen to train in the way you have.
Okay, so I hate to admit it, Chicago is kind of an accident. I don't remember entering this race, guys. Jazz goes,
On the
Jazz goes,
Rattler.
have you checked your emails for Chicago? And I go, what are you talking about? This is on like Monday, and I think the emails went out on Friday, so we won't have booked, accommodation or anything. And I'm like, no, I didn't enter Chicago, I entered Berlin. And she's like, no, check your emails. So I checked, and we're in. So Jazz has to immediately go and book flights and accommodation. Thankfully, everything's fine. So yeah, now I'm running Chicago, I guess. A bit more expensive than getting to Berlin, but whatever. And I don't want to do 16 weeks of that Manchester block again. I think I'll save that for Manchester, where I know I grew up in the area. I know the area. The location isn't necessarily what I want to, focus on. Whereas Chicago, I'm there. I'll be eating all the food. I'll be, enjoying. I'll be walking around a lot. So, not ideal if you're about to run a marathon, sure. But I'm going to enjoy Chicago. So the training isn't going to be quite so intense. With that said, I have used the Runner app, it's like an AI training companion combined with a calendar. So when you first open the Runner app, and a lot of people use this, a lot of people will be familiar with this listening now, you put in your recent race time. So I think I put in my 10K. I did Pitchcroft the other week, so I entered that in, and then it spits out paces and training plans for you. So you follow that. And then I've kind of done the YouTubery thing of doing it on hard mode. I've cranked up. You go in the settings and you say, I just want everything to be the worst, most difficult, stupid thing ever. And that's what I've done. So,
Content!
essentially, yes. But I'm sensible enough to, for example, yesterday, skip a run. Like, just randomly, I landed on a curb a bit weird, and it hit the fleshy part of your foot. So I've had quite an issue there. So I skipped yesterday. I've iced it all day. So I am going to skip some of these runs if it gets absolutely bonkers or I risk injury. I'm not doing Manchester all over again, where I have to run for 2 hours with that kind of niggle and that kind of issue. So, but I have cranked things up. So that essentially makes all the easy runs longer. It makes all the reps, more of them, and just longer reps for speed sessions, more speed sessions, and just extra marathon pace in the long runs themselves. So, and I give feedback every week. So, well, most weeks. I'm gonna skip last week. And in those videos, I'll give the strengths and weaknesses of the app itself. So it's unsponsored. It might be one of the only runner series out there that's unsponsored. So I'll give the truth and whatnot. Obviously, I've kind of skewed it to be a bit crazy with the hard mode aspect. And, it's been beating me up a little bit recently. I've failed a couple of runs. The issue is just how close those speed sessions come to the long run workout and how I've not recovered enough, And normally, I'd be pretty stressed about that. If I was hyper focused on a time, I'd be pretty stressed. But the whole point of the Runner app is just to see how it adapts to these failures, how the estimated finish time changes based on if you're failing to hit this pace, maybe we'll adapt it this time, and then how it changes. Because from speaking to people that have used it, it is quite ambitious with those initial estimated finish times for the marathon especially, which is quite a unique race because it's not just about running, it's about nutrition, conditioning in general. And I think showing people sub 4 when they're perhaps not in sub 4 condition immediately from the get-go is a bit dangerous. Maybe show them slower, build up to it. So I've been kind of trying to see just how good Runner is in that way. But no, on Sunday, I think I've got 33K, and then on Thursday, because of Great North Run, I've got a 38K with, I don't even know how much marathon pace. So Wish me luck.
38.
Yeah, it'll be my longest training run. Yeah, longest training run. So, and I don't even know why, because what's that? 5 weeks away. I don't know what it's doing.
That's what I was going to say. So, on this runner plan, how many days a week are you running, and how many of those are single days, and how many are double days?
That is very good. Right, so I've put in 6. You basically tell it how many days you want to run. So I've just done 6, with the possibility of skipping the Thursday, easy if Wednesday's too hard, because I'm usually a 5-day runner until peak mileage kicks in. But it doesn't do double runs at all. So I've looked this up as well. So there's no double runs within Runner. If they've added it recently or if they're making the change, I'd love to hear that. So you can manually attach 2 runs to a single workout, but it doesn't quite work that way. Like, it won't realize what you've done there. So it's a little bit limited.
I was going to say, so for like that 38k, you wouldn't be able to go and do 28k and then do a 10k later in the day.
No, it really wants you to do whatever it is, 18k warm up and then 20k goal marathon pace. So
what?
But
hang on a minute. 5 weeks out from a marathon, it wants you to do 18k warm up and 20k at goal marathon pace.
It's something like that, yeah. But the problem is, I've put in Grey North Run as an easy run with Jazz, so that'll be on the Sunday, and then I've got Worcester City runs, also potentially with Jazz, on the Sunday that follows. So it's trying to work kind of a deload week. It's kind of my fault for having so many races back to back, and it's trying to squeeze in this peak race while it makes sense. So it's not really runner's fault there. It's quite a unique situation. But yes, the answer is yes. If I hadn't done hard mode, it would probably be like 34k or something like that with, I don't know, 14k marathon pace, something like that. So again, the hard mode kind of skews it unfairly, but that's kind of the cool aspect of it. And if I'm making criticisms within my video series, it's because it's not related to hard mode. It's more to do with, app features and.
So have you got easy, medium, and hard?
No, it's not. It's not literally called that. It's just me going, this is hard mode.
Oh, okay. I literally thought you could specify. Yeah, fair enough.
But no, you can choose beginner, intermediate, advanced, and then I think elite, and then elite plus, which adds mileage. So I'm on elite plus, and then I've got custom because I've cranked up the the other curve. But no, they do have that kind of difficulty though, what you're saying, but it's just outside of that bit. Overall, it's very polished. Like, it's a very polished app, and I think for newcomers or those without the time to kind of work out a plan, it's good. It goes straight to the watch, like all the workouts, and to be fair, the speed sessions, some of them are quite creative. Like in the next week, I've got mile repeats, but it's technically 1600 meter repeats. But then within those repeats are 400s of progression. So every 400s, it'll kick you up, and then you'll rest, and then you'll do the mile again with those 400s. So it's kind of like, I wouldn't have thought to do that. That's kind of cool. Like, I'm looking forward to trying that. So it does have these kinds of things. But yes, I think for someone like me, someone like and you guys, where you kind of know what works for you, even at this relatively early stage for me, I kind of know what I like and what my body responds well to. I don't think it's for us, but again, for newcomers, I think it's it's worth looking at.
For a marathon specific training block, what sort of speed sessions has it got you running?
It's quite interesting. Like 5k, 10k stuff. Like, it is.
Oh, okay.
Because I'd basically not done a 5k race since December 28th when I did the sub 20. And then 3 weeks ago, I did the Worcester Festival 5k.
Yeah.
Which was the first time I did all that 5k since then. So it's like been 8 months. But because of those 5k, 10k sessions, I think I did okay that day. Maybe I could have pushed on earlier, but really wanted to have a decent experience of that race because, it's literally my training route. And for the past year, I've just had awful memories of Andy getting away from me. Um, so it does kind of prepare you for 5K, 10K, which is interesting. And then I suppose it hopes that makes marathon pace less daunting, but I don't know. I'm just doing what it says. But it is, I had 800, 400s and then 200s. And
How fast are the 200s?
I mean, I don't really know. It's just, I hope you don't die. I don't really. That's the thing, isn't it? It says like the Garmin's recommended workout. It's like a 10-second sprint at whatever, 2:15. Like you can't look at your watch during
2:15 a K. Yeah.
Yeah, for like 10 seconds. It's like I'm not gonna pull my watch out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting that it's doing that. But as I said, like I'm not built for speed. Speed sessions, I have to pick and choose my moments to do like all out 5Ks because it takes me a little while to recover. It does feel like I leave a piece of myself out there sometimes. So when it is asking you to do multiple speed sessions, I know Andy, you do, and Brett, when running, you do the Tuesday, Thursday sessions, and then you'll have your marathon pace on the Sunday. For me, that's a bit of a challenge. Like I'm better at doing just one session during the week and then getting a good marathon pace session in.
Yeah.
But you can adapt that, you can change it to one speed session a week. So it does have these options. And again, I am being a little unfair, cranking these settings up, forcing it to give me a 38K long run. And it's been fun.
But,
go on.
But the thing is, if those settings are there, then they should be used, shouldn't they? So you trying them out is a good thing because it shows what it actually does. But if those settings are there, should it actually be doing realistic stuff rather than sending it silly hard? Do you know what I mean? Just because you've put it to hard mode, should it be doing such hard sessions, or should it actually be a bit more intelligent and go, no, that's going to break someone?
I do think there's room for it to be more intelligent and adapt more quickly when it realizes that you're not holding certain paces, or, Runner and Strava are integrated now. They're the same parent company, but that integration isn't quite there in terms of, effort, relative effort and stuff like this. I think Runner, hopefully this gets added. Like it doesn't consider heart rate. It doesn't consider these things.
Okay.
And it isn't quick to adapt.
That was going to be my next question of, now that Strava has bought out Runner, how good is the correlation between them? And when you finish a run on Runner, how does it then work with the whole Strava algorithm of your fitness and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think that's very minimal. In terms of how it kind of adapts and learns from what you're doing, it is purely, it seems to me, based on those speed sessions and whether there's a variance in what it's the target and what you manage to do. That's what it's adapted to. And it doesn't seem quick to do that. Like I bombed hard on Wednesday. Foot pain, but also I just gave up. Let's be honest. Sometimes it happens. And it was like, oh, too bad, like try again next time. I'd be like, Mack's not sustaining this. Let's try a slightly easier pace and then build him back up. But it goes like, just try again. Like, and I get it. Some days you have a bad one and then you can bust it out. But I think it just needs to be a little more accommodating and quick to correct.
But I suppose that's the difference between a human being coach and an AI coach, which is just about numbers and not about how you feel and what your day has been like. And all of the things that a human could actually see when they talk or hear when they talk to you.
And it keeps saying like the AI summary, it's always saying it's windy when it's not. And like, I don't think it takes temperature into consideration enough, which obviously it's been quite warm. There's a lot of limitations. It can get better if that Strava integration is like gets better and better. There is relative effort on Strava. There's heart rate on Strava. There's all sorts on Strava. But the thing is, the estimated finish times of race predictions, they don't match across those apps. So clearly there's a limitation there. But it's been fun, and that's kind of what I wanted to
Yeah.
do. My summer autumn training is not. I can't be like I can't spend 8 of my 12 months focused so much on a race. You know, like Manchester takes everything out of me. Like I'm visualizing
Yeah.
the finish. I'm absolutely cracking on. There's not much else to do. It's winter. It's always dark. Just get out and run, hit the paces. Like that's where I'm a marathon runner. And then summer, you do silly things. You do 100k if you're not injured, Mac. And then I feel like the later races, obviously Valencia seems incredible, and PB, a PB course, clearly Andy. But I think it's just the summer, autumn is where I just kind of still run, still try, but it's not where I'm the big old marathon runner putting in everything. So I've experimented with runner just as a kind of thing to do.
Yeah, to make it interesting and mix things up. Yeah. So have you entered Manchester again already for next year?
Yeah, I think I'll always do that race unless I get into London or some other race. It's just literally I run past my primary school, I run past my secondary school, I run past everywhere where I used to grow up. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna run that race. I've got so many memories there.
Amazing. So target for Chicago and target for Manchester next year.
Right. So Chicago, according to Runner, no. My target, I'd just be happy with 320 something, but like. I think I'm going to run it like I did Amsterdam, where I go out at a steadier pace, so 3:30-ish, maybe a bit quicker, and then just build from there. Like in Amsterdam, I split it into thirds, and so 14k, steady, 14k picked up, and then 14k try and push. I'm not, I've had more marathons where I've had a bad experience and bonks, and it's just gone, to pot, than I have successful marathons. So I just want to make Chicago, which is an expensive marathon, and my memory of that race will also, be my memory of Chicago if I don't go back. So I just want Chicago to go well, but also I want to give Runner a fair shot. I want to push and see if Runner is right. So it's saying at the moment, I think between a 3:20 and 3:24. So if we look at 3:24, maybe, but we'll see how these marathon pace runs go.
So what's the do you know much about the course? Have you done much studying and swatting up about the course?
So I haven't done too much. I do obsess over races, and I'll do as much recceing as possible in terms of watching videos and going to Altrincham. No. And that kind of thing. But with Chicago, it's been a bit different. I think I've just been quite busy, and also I think you need to save something for the taper stage. When you start to go mad, I think then is the time. If you can refrain from looking earlier, save it for the taper. When you're going crazy, just look at race videos. Just watch the race. That's healthy training, and you're not running. So I think I'm saving it for then. But I've heard that it's flat and fast. I've heard the support is incredible.
It's a fast course because it's where both the men's and women's world records has been set.
There you go. So maybe I'll break that. What is it, like a 2? What's that?
the men's is just over 2 hours, 2 hours and some change.
See, it's not good value for money, that is it? I'd want to be there a bit longer.
See the sights for a bit longer, not sprint past them.
I always use the example. Welsh runner travels 4 hours for a 15-minute 5k, and then travels all the way back 4 hours, and I'm just like, was it worth it? Obviously, incredible runner, Matt Rees. But yeah,
are you excited for the deep pan pizzas?
That's the thing. We're making a holiday of it as well. So I'm there. I think I get in a Wednesday afternoon and leave on the Monday. So
yeah,
I'll be getting some pizza in. I'll be carb loaded. You betcha. And
is it an early start? I heard Chicago.
I think it's 7:30. I'm in the first wave. I think I'm wave E, which is with everyone. So we'll all go off. So yeah, I'll be done quite early, really. But the temperatures.
Yeah, that's quite
can
good,
be anything. There can be anything at the start line from 0 degrees to 16.
Okay.
So that's the benefit of training in the summer as well. Like, I don't know about you guys, but the sun just takes its toll on me. I can't do speed work, compared to the winter training, my heart rate goes through the roof. I could just feel the fatigue, and the summer's difficult. But then if you're training in that and then have a cool marathon, good things can happen. So,
well, yeah, I everyone talks about a summer of speed and all that. I tried it and I didn't get very far. I didn't get a PB. Like, I genuinely think I run better in the cooler temperatures. I mean, that's probably obvious for a lot of people, but a lot of people seem to say, well, the sun's shining, it's really hot every day, so why would you want to be out in it long? Just run faster and run shorter. But I'm the opposite. I prefer to do the longer stuff and the slower stuff in the summer, just because I can't seem to put the effort in the hot weather.
No, it's hard work, yeah. But as for Manchester targets, I think if everything goes well with Jazz's half marathon, I'll be running Manchester with Jazz, so I'll probably look at an ultra near that. So Endure 24 I was looking at, but I don't think that's on the cards. But I'll find something, I'm sure. But no, just look, like Jazz used to live in Manchester as well, so I'm she's seen me run this race. So if there's one marathon she wants to do, it's Manchester. Yeah. But obviously it'll be a different kind of race. We'll be targeting like 5:30 to 6 hours. It'll be completely different. Yeah. And that makes me nervous being out that long. Like it's a whole different thing, Yeah. Like I got the Met back from Manchester city centre, and people are still running at the new 20-mile point. So I was seeing people there. And I'm just like, in those temperatures, it is such a battle. So whether you're running in 2 hours, 3 hours, or all the way to 6, 7, 8. It's such an achievement.
I tell you what the real battle is. When I know this running with my wife, it's knowing when to open your mouth and when to close it. Because you're only a few seconds away for the whole time you're on the course for a punch in the face. Even something like, come on, you got this, can warrant a slap round the chops. So if you work out how to do it, I'm all ears, because I don't know how to not annoy my wife, especially when we're running a marathon together. So good luck with that.
I've definitely gotten better at it. But no, initially when doing like Worcester Woods parkrun for the first time and stuff like that, like I can understand Worcester Woods.
Because when you're being motivational, it just comes across as annoying, doesn't it? They don't want to hear it.
It's a whole thing. It's like, Brett, when he was pacing you and he's saying everything to you, and like,
it's just too fast. I couldn't get within an earshot. I couldn't lay a glove on him.
Ben Pinfield, like you might want to punch me, but run. Like,
yeah, you'd have to catch me first.
there's definitely a fine line, but like, sometimes rage is beneficial.
Yeah,
but no, not necessarily when it's your wife.
So you guys are running the Great North Run together, aren't you, for charity? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Jazz, not to go into the weeds too much with it, but she has had a rough time just with her body mechanics and basically being told she's not built to run and should find something else. So she's done more strength and conditioning than anyone. She's done so much cross training, so she's tried to get enough fitness for this half marathon, and we managed a 10-miler the other day, and then I just heard a shout, "Oh my God!" So I don't know if something's happened downstairs, but we're just hopeful that the cross-training kicks into gear and then we're able to just get through that 13.1, And the Grey North Run, as we've heard from Andy, as we've heard from so many videos that we've watched just to get hyped up, Laura ran it as well, of course. It's just more of a celebration of the running, and a lot of people that don't usually do this kind of thing are giving this a go. So many charities, loads of money being raised. So we're just going to try and get through that and just hope the difficulty doesn't kick in too early. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
You'll love it. I think you'll both have a great time.
Yeah, hopefully it's not super sunny and then super stormy in the same day, Andy.
Could happen.
Yeah, crazy.
That's why they call it the Great North Run, because
Great North Swim.
Anything could happen. Yeah. But I think we should probably think about letting you go, because I know you're hungry and you want your dinner. So,
yeah.
But you've been a wonderful guest. Is there anything else that we haven't talked about?
No,
I can't remember.
I'm eager to go so I can, this what follows this part will be part of my long run. So I'll be listening to you guys natter about. You've got lots to talk about. I don't know if this is on the calendar, but obviously you got UTMB that you've been looking at, and Diamond League as well, Brett.
We probably won't even mention it.
No,
Yeah.
and then obviously Taylor Swift's engagement as well. Yeah, so lots to talk about.
we probably won't even talk about it.
I'm always joking. I don't expect you to.
Anything we write down, we just don't ever talk about.
Well, we started with French accent, so I'm not going to end with one. I was going to say I'm going to end with one, but I'm not going to do that.
Can you do a Chicago accent?
No, you'll have to do it for me, Andy. You're the master.
I don't think I am. My Chicago, just a generic American accent. Wasn't Bugsy Malone set in Chicago? Was that New York?
I don't know. I don't think it was. I don't know. Was it Chicago? I don't know.
I think it is.
Oh, I was shouting swordfish at you the other day, and I was shouting Hugh Jackman at you the other day.
It's Hugh Jackman, of course, in Swordfish. Yes.
Yeah. Well, there you
he
go.
was the good. It wasn't Stephen Dorff. Yeah, good film. Good film.
Good film.
I got a text from Beardy Rich yesterday saying, I've just watched The Surfer, and I thought it was fantastic.
Ah, yes, brilliant.
So Beardy Rich is a big Nick Cage fan. There you go.
And we all need to catch up on Grease 2, which I didn't know existed.
Oh, I didn't
either.
watch it. I forgot.
Oh, Andy, no, I need to get caught up.
Hang on.
Is that a boo? Well, right. On that note, Mack Ashworth, as of the friend of the podcast. Yeah, where can people find your YouTube stuff again?
You can find me at Mack Tracks on YouTube, and you can see how I do it. The Chicago Marathon after I've eaten way too much pizza. I'll give it a good go.
Wicked.
But thanks for having me, guys. This is it's an honor. Seriously, I love what you do, and I'm looking forward to hearing what's next. I imagine this will go on for hours and hours, which is what we're all here for. So cheers.
Cheers, Matt. Cheers for joining us, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate. All the best.
Bye-bye.
Right then. So thank you so much to Mack for joining us this week. We've probably got a few things to talk over, haven't we, that's happened in the last week. First off, though, shall we have a listen to what you've been up to? So how's your training been looking this week?
Well, it's starting to sort of vaguely resemble a training week again, which has been really nice. So I'm building up my mileage because I didn't really want to jump straight in the deep end. Mm-hmm. After the river run. So last week I only did about 30 miles or something. I don't think I even made 50k last week. And this week I'm on course to do 60. And I because I know the whole 10% thing, but if I do that, I don't think I'll get to where I want to be in time, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to try and offset that by trying to do more easy stuff. I know people might think, well, that's just junk miles, or but I'd rather run the easy miles. I don't think easy miles are ever junk miles, really. They're always
always worthwhile.
Yeah. So so I've actually done only 3 runs. We're on Friday as we speak. Tuesday was a club run. That was on the grass, and it's getting darker now, so we might be back on the car park in the next couple of weeks, which doesn't sound very exciting, but up where we train, we've got a whole... it's funny how everyone just knows the loops. Like when he says, right, it's a 400 rep or a 600, an 800 or a kilometre, everyone just knows the way. And it's the same on the grass. Like we've got set where the cones go. It's just the same every time. It's just either a different distance. But the nights are drawing in. So we managed to get a good session in on Tuesday. Sorry, it was 5 by a K with 2 times 600s at the end. And the idea was you do your 5K, you do your kilometre reps at around about your 10K pace. and your 600s around about your 5K pace.
Okay.
I said to everyone, I'm still recovering from the river. I'm not going to do it very fast tonight. And then I did the first reps at 5K pace. And then we ended up doing the 600s at 3K pace. So I finished up running my last 600 at 3:38 a K pace. But my K reps were obviously, for a sub 20, I want to run 4 minutes. So I think I was running anywhere between 4:08 and my last one was 3:56, I think. So I was really pleased. I was really pleased with that because it didn't actually feel that bad. But like what we were saying with Mack earlier, we ran in a group the whole night. There was 4 of us running the same reps. And if anything, it felt like I wasn't working hard enough because me, Merv, Kat, there was a few of us that were just chatting about what races are coming up or what races we've done. And before we knew it, it was 8 o'clock and we were doing our cool down. So that was good. And then last night I went down the track and we did 800s. Again, I was like, I've got a race on Sunday, so I think I'm just going to hold back. I'm not going to do it very fast. First rep, did it at 10K pace. And then it was 3 800s times 2. In between the 800s was 2-minute rest, and then in between sets was 4 minutes.
Okay.
And the second set of 800s, I was like, shall we push it a little bit? So I ended up doing that at like sub 40 10K pace. So I was thinking if I can get round these 800s in about 3 minutes 14, 3:12, 3:14, that's pretty quick. That's quick enough. That's around about, sub 20 or sub 40 10K pace. And that's what I did. So I did 2 reps of them. Then we did an easy cool down. And so I got about 12K of effort about 12K in the first day, 10K yesterday. And then today went for a run with Daisy around the lanes. Nice and easy one. Nice and chilled. And I just couldn't believe how easy Daisy found it. It's like she hasn't run with me since June. And then she just drops an easy, drops a 10K in this like humid weather. So it was good. I'm looking forward to getting out running the roads again with Daisy because I love running with Daisy. I think it's really fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, so tomorrow I've got park run. Haven't decided which one to do. But whatever I do, it's going to be a nice, easy one because Sunday I've got the Timberhonger 10K.
Yes.
So, yes. So, bit of a free hit because I haven't got any expectations. I'm well aware that it's a hard course. And, yeah. So I think I'm going to set myself a target of 42:30 and quicker. That's what I want to try and do.
Nice.
I've got. I did a 10K in February. Bolton, I did 41 minutes, 41:09. Wolverhampton the month after, 41:25. 2 Castles, I did 42:10, I think. Okay. So yeah, I'm getting a little bit slower through my 10Ks, but I think if I can do 42:30, I'll be really happy with that.
Yeah. I'd say it's definitely on the level of 2 Castles difficulty, possibly slightly harder. So
okay.
Yeah.
But if I end up doing like 43, 44, 45 because I've massively bonked, then I think I'm going to know why. Because it's a hard course and I'm not quite I'm not in 10K shape. So I think I'll be really happy with 42:30.
Yeah.
And 42:30 would be the half marathon pace.
Yes.
So that would be interesting if I can run 42:30.
Just don't hit that first hill too hard.
When does it come? Literally in the first half of the mile.
I'd say you probably run 600 meters and then you go straight up.
Yeah. I have run it before. Me and Sam Bauer did it in a training run. And I remember thinking, it's not too bad. But I was only running steady then.
Yeah.
I was running like 8.5 minute miles, 8 minute miles. Yeah. So I was like, it's not too bad this. I'm going to be running 6:45s.
But it is steeper on the way back, I think. So when you go up it on the way out, it is a bit easier than on the way back. Plus, you've got another 8K in your legs. before you do it on the
Yes.
way back as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll look forward to telling you this time next week just how brutal it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I know a few people doing it. Sam Bauer's doing it. Ben, I think Mom and Andy Goldsby both doing it.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Can't really think about too many others who I know are doing it. I'm sure there'll be people that I know that are doing it. But it's got. I think it will have quite a nice, smallish race feel, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting to be running on my own a lot, I think. But yeah, I don't know if there's another race going at the same time. Is there a 5K or?
There used to be a 5K and 10K at the same time. The 10K set off first and the 5K set off afterwards. But I don't know whether they've done 10K and 5K this time because it's a new company that's taken it over. Because obviously it didn't run last year. So a new company has taken it over. And I don't know whether they're just doing the 10K just to see how it goes first and then maybe put the 5K in next year, or I don't know. I'm not sure.
It says there is cake and treats at the end. But I saw your race video the other day, and didn't you get like a beer or something?
Yes. So there used to be, at the end of the race, there was a Timberhonger pale ale. And it was like
a custom.
Well,
one.
It had a label stuck onto it, so they'd had cans of beer and custom labels made for the beer.
It's just Carlin.
No, it was actually all right. It was like a 0.5%. So it wasn't alcohol free, but it was very low alcohol. But yeah, it's quite nice. Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, no, I am looking forward to it because I do like the small races, and it'd be my first ever race in Bromsgrove as well, because Bromsgrove has got no races really, has it? There's one called the Bumble Bimble, really. Isn't there, which I've not done, which I think the Bowden brothers have done, which I've never done, which is up that way. That's up Bourne Heath, I think, isn't it? That or the Parkgate. It's up the Kiddie Road way.
But actual Bromsgrove, there's none in actual Bromsgrove, is there?
I wish there'd be a road race there. I would love to do a road race around Bromsgrove. I think because it's quite a challenging hilly town. I think that
there is.
There could be.
Sorry, no, there is. There's the Bloodwise 5 and 10K, which starts. Yes, so it starts by the rugby club and goes out through all the lanes, but it's hilly as hell.
Through like Tutnell towards Redditch and the London Lane or whatever it's called.
So it goes from the rugby club. It starts at the lane, just down from the rugby club, and you basically go. The start goes up, and then you come down, and you turn right at the crossroads and go down, and then turn left to go up. What's it called? Can't remember the name of the lane, but it just basically goes up, and then you go across the canal bridge, and then it just goes up again, and it's just hilly as hell.
Ooh. Right. Okay.
So that is a tough one as well.
Right. Well, there's another race that's going on, ironically, just down the road from where I live, and. Do you remember when we went for a coffee after one of my long runs that one day? Have you met Henry before? The blonde lad, Henry?
Yes, yeah.
Henry and Aveen. Well, they listen to the podcast as well. And because Aveen, you often see her name on the podcast doing well on the Strava segment. But they've got a village race called the Broadheath. It's in a place called Broadheath in Worcester. And it's where Elgar, the classical music composer, is from and lived. And I think they call it the Elgar 10K or something like that. And it's all around. It's a road and trail 10K around their local village. And Henry asked me, he's like, "Oh, we've still got places for our local club race if you want to join in." But obviously, I've got Timberhonger. But I do quite like the smaller races. I think there's very often they're little gems, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because I think when you do the big races, they can be. Have you ever felt underwhelmed by a race that you've hyped?
Sometimes, yeah. It's a big race. There's loads of people there, and then it's a bit of a lead balloon, isn't it? And then you go to a little race where you don't expect much, and it ends up being brilliant.
Yeah. Well, I imagine some people would blame social media for that, and people like me for YouTube and videos. But like, I wonder if anyone would think the same about, I don't know, the Great North Run, because they'd be like, oh, I didn't realise there was an hour and a half queue for the toilets. You didn't put that in your vlog, did you? Or things like that. So, yeah, that's the one thing about the little smaller races. They surprise you, I think, don't they? So, and club races are the fabric of the running community, aren't they? Like they very often they're all done for little or no profit. A lot of them are done for fundraisers or for free, and it's just
Yeah. There's one you should do as well. The race that B&R put on called the Waisley Wobbler, which goes from Waisley Hills School and goes round the Waisley Hills, and there's a lovely hill on the way back.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know the Waisley's up by the M42, isn't it? By the Rubery A38, isn't it? It's quite hilly up that way. Yeah, that does sound interesting. Yeah. But yeah, that was my training week really. So nice and steady so far, and then I'm not sure if I think I'll probably top up my Sunday with another easy 10k after my race.
Nice.
But yeah, that'll be me. So
good.
How about you? Have you been hitting the trails again?
I've been walking a little bit more this week. I've actually been for a walk every single day, even if it's just a couple of miles. But I've done some longer walks as well. So I must have done, I don't know, 20-mile of walking this week, which is good. But I've got to admit, walking's rubbish, isn't it? Compared to running, walking is so bad.
Especially once you've run,
Yeah. Just number one, because it's not as exciting. Number two, there's far too much time when you're walking to be in your own head. When you're running, you set off, and very quickly your head clears because all you can think about is putting one foot in front of the other, think about your breathing, and you're thinking about what you're actually doing physically because your heart rate is getting up and everything. So your head completely clears and you start having these wonderful thoughts and brand new ideas and all these creative things happen in your head. When you're walking, you never really get to the point where you're out of breath. So you don't really start that workout and where your head starts to clear. So the whole time you're walking, all you're thinking about is all the stuff that's normally in your head. But you've got more time to think about it because you're not doing like an activity that's taking your mind off it. You're doing an activity that lets you think about it even more.
Have you ever been a hiker? Have you ever been into your hiking?
No, not really.
I went through a big phase of it when I was about 24, 25. And, bought the poles, bought the big bag, bought the Berghaus fleece, the waterproof trousers and all that stuff. And yeah, I got into to hiking, like walking around Snowdonia and a lot of the big hills there, the Lake District. And I think hiking is very different to just walking, but still hiking can be a frustrating endeavour for runners because when you're on your way down a mountain, now I wouldn't not run it, if you know what I mean. Like if I'm running, I'm like, well, what's the point walking it? I might as well just run it. So, yeah, but it's hikers are a funny lot. They're in their own little pocket of people, a bit like cyclists and runners.
Yes, are they a different breed?
Yeah, they like to tell you what they've done and what they've climbed, and what they're about to walk, and have you done this? Have you done that? Oh, I tell you what, you'd like this. Oh, remember when I did this? Yeah, they normally like to tell you what they've done, but all meant from a place of love, like it is with everybody. But they like to tell you what they've been up to.
Brilliant. But yeah, so I've been walking, I've been doing more stuff just to try and keep active. But it's weird because I'm using muscles again now that I haven't used for months. So aching and sore in places. And then I think, is that because of my operation, or is it just because it hasn't been used for a long time? And then, yeah, it's one of them. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep it up though. I keep doing something active, just so when it does turn over to October, I'm in a all right place to start.
Not too far away now. You're looking at like just over a month, aren't you?
Yeah, well, tomorrow will be 4 weeks the after the op, so another 4 weeks ish.
Hang on. Can we plan your park run?
Well, this was a question I was going to ask you in a couple of weeks, but I might as well ask you now. I think it's the first weekend properly in August. Not August, October is the Ulster 10K. Do you think it would be silly to run walk a 10K that early, getting straight back into it?
Well, you ain't going to walk it, are you? If you're on about yourself, which I know you are. If you entered that, there is no way you would walk it. Come on. You wouldn't walk it. You wouldn't walk it. But
well,
you could jog it.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm just thinking run walk. So 1 minute running, 1 minute walking.
But you wouldn't do that. I can't imagine you would. You'd be like, well, I just carry on running. Walk for a minute. No thanks. I'll run.
But I've got to be sensible, and I've got to be sensible. After having 5.5 months off.
Personally, I'd save your money. I'd save my money, I think. I think if you were a little bit more further down the line with recovery and you could at least run it steady.
Yeah.
Then maybe. I don't know. Does part of you think, could I do it in such and such a time? Could I do it in 50 minutes or whatever? Using that.
Yeah, it's probably a silly idea, isn't it? My silly brain would take over and go, yeah, you can do this.
Yeah, because then you'd be like, oh, you'd worry about coming last, or you'd worry about whatever, and you'd end up just exerting yourself far too hard. I think if it's going to be that weekend, I'd do the park run that weekend and just go and spectate.
Yeah.
Because there's no pressure with the park run. And you know as well as I do at a race that you've paid for, that other people from your club are at, and other people that you know.
Yeah.
You're gonna overexert yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely.
And you're gonna con yourself that you're feeling better than you are as well. And you might wake up on that Monday thinking, that was a bit of a mistake.
Yeah.
Because how is the pain now? Is it like still... is it quite painful?
No, it's not really. I mean, I notice it, as I said, when I'm stretch or when I go to pick something up or reach for something, I notice it. But generally, day to day, not really. Like when I'm walking, I'm getting a bit of pain down there, but I'm getting it on the other side as well. And I think that is just from using the muscles again that have been dormant for a while. And every now and then I get a bit of a shooting pain going through it, but I think that's all to do with all of the stuff that's connected through your inguinal canal, because that's where your all of your tubes for your testicle and everything goes through. So I think it's partly because they've messed about with that area. I think when I do certain things, I'm getting like a nervy shooting pain, and I think that's to do with all of that.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, I can't believe I didn't giggle when you said the word testicle. Sorry.
Well, I didn't want to say what I've been saying to everybody else. I don't normally say the word testicle. I use the word starting with a B.
Yeah.
But I didn't think I should say that word on a.
Yeah, fair enough. Going back to your idea, I mean, I think a lot of people might not agree with me on many things I say, but I think they might on this one. I
Yeah,
think it might be a little bit too soon for you to attempt a run,
yeah.
even a run walk, because who knows, maybe even your walking might be too fast, let alone your running
I,
for what
I,
your body can handle.
I wouldn't be surprised if I'm walking too fast as it is now. Yeah,
Because I wonder if, I mean, it's not me that's the injured one or has had major surgery, it's you. But I wonder if holding yourself back until London 2026, and that could be your comeback race, would have a good ring to it. So you do no races until that,
yeah.
and you use that as extra adrenaline. Would be a good shout. But that's boring, it. Yeah,
It is,
that's boring. Yeah.
but I will have cross country and stuff, which aren't
Oh
official
yeah.
races, are they? They are races, but they're not like a proper timed road race. It's very different racing.
So are you pretty much sort of saying first week of October is when you're going to be run walking back
Hopefully,
to? So
hopefully.
hopefully mid October you're running I don't know, back to 23 minutes or something for a 5k. And
Well, we'll see. I am gonna take it slowly to get back into it. So
yeah.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see how I feel. But I'm hoping start of October will be when I can actually do more than a walk.
I think you should be commended as well for actually listening to doctor's orders, because I probably wouldn't. I'd probably be running by now. And I'm sure you're feeling at times, oh yeah, I probably could run this.
Yeah,
So
well,
I think well done.
that's what I mean. My head thinks my body can do things that I can't, and I
Yeah.
have to keep on telling myself, look, you are still only 4 weeks out. So yeah, be a bit more sensible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I was at work the other day and we needed to move some stuff around, so I went to lift it up and got told off again by Kerry at work.
Really.
And yeah, I just had to stand and watch whilst they put all the chairs out, ready for induction.
Are you gonna do no? I mean, I know you do a lot of resistance training, don't you, rather than weights. But are you gonna really slowly introduce that back in, or are you gonna go down the gym when you start being given the green light to run again?
Yeah, I think when I start running again, I think I'll go down to the gym and I'll mix it up cross training. I won't go straight into just running and run walking. I think I'll put in a bit of cross trainer and a bit of cycling in as well, just to slowly build into it so that it's not 100% impact from the get go. It's a slow integration.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Yep. Good plan. Good plan.
But there we go. So on my notes, just to go through very, very quickly. First off is on Tuesday last week, the Adidas Chasing 100 event happened.
Oh God, I forgot about that. Yes.
Where they were trying to break 6 hours for the 100k. And we were talking about it was going to be on a track, and we thought it might be at the Adidas HQ in Germany, but it was actually in Italy and round a big circular track. So I don't know if you've seen the ultra runner. What's his name? Alexander Sorokin, is it?
Oh yeah, he's like Latvian or Lithuanian or something, isn't he? Yeah.
So he was one of the ones that was attempting to do it, and that's his Strava.
Wow.
But
what a beautiful Strava.
I know, but he didn't quite manage it, so he ended up running 6 hours and 4 minutes. So he broke his PB. So he did get a PB, but he didn't quite get down to the 6 hours that he wanted to. But someone did actually break 6 hours in the attempt. And that was somebody called Sibusio or Sibusiso. Yeah, Sibusiso. Kubheka,
How'd you spell
who
that? His second
S
name?
Kubheka.
Okay, I'm going to put them into YouTube and see if it's. So there's no. It doesn't look like there's any coverage of it.
Yeah, so there was
Yeah.
5 athletes competing, and he was the only one that actually managed to come in under that magical 6 hour, and he ran 5 hours, 59 minutes, and 20 seconds. So he only broke it by 40 seconds, but yeah, incredible.
Wow.
Which means he ran for 100k for 6 hours straight at 3:36 a k, or 5:47 a mile.
That was my 600 rep pace at the end of session on Tuesday because I could only manage one of them.
Yeah.
So that's marathon conversion. Is that about 220 marathon, 225 ish?
I don't know. Hang on. I'll have a look. Give me a minute and I'll find out.
Did you say 335? Okay.
3:36 a k.
336, yeah. Well, I think 317 or 320 is about YouTube Cole pace. That's about
Okay.
215. That's about 215, 220.
Yeah.
So I bet it's about 2 hours 30 ish.
So what did he do? 3:36 a kilometer is a 2:31:54.
That's
yeah. So under 2:32 for the marathon.
yeah, that's
2 and a bit times. Well, 2.5, isn't it, more or less?
yeah. So do you know how they were paced, or how? Was there a group of them?
I think they all set off together.
Yeah.
And I think they had a pace car.
So did you say they're running on tarmac? Not that it makes much difference, but were they running on tarmac or on some sort of spongy surface? Or
I'm not entirely sure. It was like a specialist, like looped track that was
I've
in
just seen
Italy.
a clip of it. I've just seen a clip of it. It's like it's tarmac. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was on the iconic Nardo ring in southern Italy.
Right. So is it a speedway, or is it a velo track or something, or is it a?
I guess it must be.
Yeah.
I guess it must be. But yeah, it looks crazy.
So 5 hours 59. So he cut it fine. What was it? 5:59.
20.
Wow.
So 40 seconds under.
That's amazing. So do you think one lap was exactly a kilometre or something like that? Do you know if it was much about it?
I wish I did know, but as you say, there's not been a huge amount of coverage.
It's like I wonder how
than
they
on
knew.
Instagram, where Adidas have been posting about it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So tell us about the shoes they were in.
Yes.
If you know
the secret shoes, which were which we had a look at last week, where it didn't have the carbon rods through the middle, just had a carbon ring on the outside of the midsole. But they ended up being the Adidas Adizero Pro Evo Prime X.
Pro Evo. So it's a mishmash
was it Prime
between the two.
Was it Pro Evo Prime X? Sorry, Evo Prime X. So not the Pro Evo. So the Adizero Evo Prime X. So it's a Prime X version of the Pro Evo. So like the Prime X is like the super high stack version of the Pro Adios Pro.
Yeah.
This was a super high stack version of the Pro Evo.
Did you know? I've just googled it quickly. The Pro Evo 1 has now been discounted to 300 quid.
Really?
I'm looking at sports shoes
It's
now, and
yeah, it's good because
if
the Pro
that's
Evo 2's
15%
just been
off,
released.
yeah, that's 449, and that looks like it's only in the Megatron colorway, the
Yeah,
silver,
yeah.
as Mom would say. So, yeah, the Pro Evo 1. Let me just put that in my basket and see.
So
Let's
all those
see.
people who bought them to resell and sell it silly money have now lost lots of money.
It's not added my England Athletics,
So
so I've
yeah,
got to pay face value.
because EA discount on sports shoes only applies to current season shoes. So you'd probably get the discount off the Pro Evo 2, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, they look. Sorry, what were you saying about the actual?
Yeah, so they ended up being the Evo Prime X shoe. So they had the same midsole foam, which is the Light Strike Pro Evo, which instead of being compressed into shape, it's the Light Strike Pro foam, but it's cut into shape, so it's not been compressed at all. So that's why. So in the Pro Evo 1, they said they were good for one marathon, didn't they, and a bit of training. And the reason they say that they're optimal. Obviously, you can use them for longer if you want, but they're at their optimal use in one marathon, because over that marathon you will compress the foam as you're running, so they won't be as soft and propulsive after one marathon, because you landing on them with every step have compressed the foam slightly, so the foam won't be at its optimal. Obviously, it will still work afterwards, but it won't be at its best.
Yeah.
So this is the same foam, but at a much higher stack, and I guess that's why they cupped around the foot a bit more and made the carbon like outer or outline instead of the rods, to make it a bit more stable, because the stack is so high and it's such a compressive foam. Obviously, you can't. It's going to be quite unstable and wobbly.
Yeah.
And that's probably why they didn't do it around a normal 400-meter track, because you would have to turn quite sharply.
Yeah.
Whereas on that track, they did it because it was a constant circle. It's more or less, hopefully, if it was long enough that it wouldn't be too much of a corner to bend around.
I was having this conversation with Merv at club the other night. He said, I really struggle with loops, I do. I was like, I wonder how that bloke feels. Oh, those people finish after finishing that 6 hours. Bloody hell, that's a. Well, there's a loop which I don't know if it's similar to. What's that road where loads of people in Redditch go and run round? Arthur Street, yeah. So we've got one up in Worcester, which a lot of people call the Wainwright Loop, and I don't know how far it is, but I was talking to someone who says if you go up there in marathon peak season, it's just packed full of Vaporfly and Alphafly wearing dudes.
Yeah.
And you'll just see people doing their 20-miler in loops of 1 mile or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Have you ever done anything like that?
We've done training round round Arthur Street, and it's an 800-meter loop. So when we're in marathon training season, when we go and do club session down at Arthur Street, we do double loops, so they end up being more or less a mile loop, and then turn around and jog a recovery, and then do it the reverse, because there is a slight gradient at one point on Arthur Street, so you can either have a short sharp hill and then a slow down. It's not much of a hill at all, it's only a slope. Or when you go the other way, it's a gradual up and then a bit of a sharper down. So that's why we tend to reverse the routes rather than going the same way constantly.
Yeah.
But I know people who have done their 20-mile run, at Yarrow especially, around Arthur Street, and it's,
Yeah.
as I say, 800-meter loop, so it's half a mile, and he's
Yeah.
done 40 laps
Wow, that's
to do his 20-mile run.
that requires an incredible amount of focus. Isn't it? Do you remember Stephen Grice? We met him at Worcester. We've met him a few times, and he's written into the podcast a few times. And I met him when I did parkrun at Walsall Arboretum, and he said when he's trained for Berlin or various marathons, he's done his last same thing around Walsall Arboretum, and you'll just get loads of people on that Sunday that's 3 weeks before London or whatever it is, all doing exactly the same thing, and you almost feel like you're in good company because there's loads of people almost doing the same thing as you are. So it must get a bit awkward after about 3 miles going, hello again. You think, I'm going to see you another 17 times.
It's like that sometimes when I go run around the lake, around Arrow Valley Lake, because if you're going the opposite direction to someone else, you see them every half a lap.
Yeah, it is. Does get a bit awkward after a while, doesn't it? Yeah.
But no, it's good.
Right.
It's good.
We've got quite a bit to get through still, haven't we? So should we shall move on?
Yes. So other things, I mean, we can go through that next week because it's not, because I was going to talk about world champs team for GB has been released, but the world champs aren't till the 13th of September. They run from the 13th to the 21st that week. So we can talk about that next week. There was on Wednesday and Thursday this week, there was the Diamond League final in Zurich in Switzerland.
Yes.
Unfortunately, though, I haven't managed to, because I've been so busy the last couple of days, I haven't managed to catch up with it properly. I've seen the results and I've seen little clips here and there, but I haven't actually watched any of the races. So we can probably leave that for a full recap next week as well. But the only thing really to talk about that I've got left on here is a race that will be happening Saturday evening for us in the UK, but in Sydney, Australia, at 6:30 in the morning will be the Sydney Marathon, and the first time it is one of the 7 world majors.
Yeah, I think it's pretty exciting. I looked at a bit of, I think it was Instagram or something. I saw the finish line by the Sydney Opera House.
Yeah,
looks like a pretty. Is it under the Harbour Bridge or no? It's the Opera House, isn't it? It looks pretty iconic place to finish.
Yeah.
It looks
well. I've run Sydney Marathon, but virtually on the cross trainer at the gym, because they've got a thing where you can watch a video of a point of view running whilst a trainer is running it and talking to the camera, and you can do the whole of the Sydney Marathon in sections, and that they're coming into the finish. Yeah, it looks amazing.
Oh, wicked.
So I could see people having a brilliant time.
Whilst you're mentioning it, I'm going to have a quick look on what the elite field is, because I've got apart from Elliot, I don't know who's doing it. Have you got
exactly what I've got up in front of me? Yes. So on the women's side, the main challengers for the win, shall we say, are Sifan Hassan, who has the fastest PB. I was saying before we started recording, saying to Mack, I saw a clip where she was being interviewed, Sifan Hassan, over in Australia, and somebody said, how do you celebrate after a marathon? And I related so hard to what she said, and she said, I don't really celebrate, I just eat some ice cream. Which I thought was brilliant. So Sifan Hassan, Bridget Koskai is there, who has a very close PB as well.
She's the old world record holder, isn't she?
Yes. And then Workanesh Edessa from Ethiopia is also up there with the third fastest PB. Ashite Bakare or Bakari from Ethiopia, and then Meseret Belete from Ethiopia. But the ones I am excited to see, because obviously I listen to quite a few of the Australian podcasts, Australian running podcasts, and recently they've had quite a few Australians who are running Sydney on to interview them and stuff. And the top Australian women that are racing is Jess Stenson, Lisa Waitman, and Leanne Pompiani. And they all have very close PBs, and it's going to be a very good race between them. They are three of the top Australian women at the moment, and they are all in very good shape. So it's going to be a really interesting race to watch.
Exciting.
So yeah, we shall see how they get on. And then on the men's side, we have Eliud Kipchoge, who obviously is the legend and the GOAT of marathon running. He has the fastest PB of the field, but just behind is Bahanu Legesse from Ethiopia. Then next is Vincent Ngetich from Kenya. Then Dawit Wolde from Ethiopia, and then Bernard Koech from Kenya. Some others who you may have heard of is Kip Kemwoy, Kip Lagat, Chesarek. Who else?
Is that Ches, who everyone calls the Skechers runner? Prince Ches? No. Who am I thinking of?
I don't know.
They call him Prince Ches.
Possibly.
I'm sure he runs for Skechers or something. He's not the same. If it is him, he's a good character. Yeah.
But the Australians to watch out for, because it's the Sydney Marathon and it's in Australia, there is also a prize for top Australian. So at like London Marathon, there's a prize for top Brit in the field, as well as whoever wins overall. So the main ones to look out for are Brett Robinson, who used to be the Australian record holder, but his record went earlier this year. Oh, no, it wasn't earlier this year. It was at Valencia in December last year. But Brett Robinson has got a PB of 2:07:31. So he's going to be one to look out for. And then also is Liam Adams, who is not far behind with a PB of 2:08:39. And Liam Adams is a great runner who just takes the race by the scruff of the neck and will put in 100% effort no matter what the race is or what the course is like or what the terrain is. It goes and races a lot of cross country in Australia all the time in the domestic races and things. So he'll be a good one to watch out for. He led the Gold Coast Marathon a couple of years ago for quite a way, and it looked like he could possibly hang on for the win, but didn't quite manage it. But that's going to be a good race between those. And then there's also a runner called Haftu Strintos, who is doing their debut marathon, although it's not their debut. They did debut at another marathon, but had to pull out at about 20k from an injury issue. So they'll be debuting again at Sydney, but they have a half marathon PB of 60:30. So a very fast half PB. So yeah, we shall see how they get on over the full marathon.
We'll have to keep an eye on them.
Yeah. Brilliant.
That's good. I like that.
But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a real good race. There's some good names in the field, and looking at the men's elite field, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's 23 runners who have run under 208 as a PB.
Wow.
And there's 29 who have run under 210. So 29 runners under 210 in the elite field, which is pretty good, plus all the debut runners.
That's exciting.
So it's going to be a really good race.
As you've been chatting about it, I've just looked up the weather forecast, and it looks so good, so promising. It might get a little toasty depending on what time people set off towards the end. But we've got a 7 a.m., 8 o'clock in the morning, sort of when everyone's arriving and getting ready to go. Temperature of 9 degrees. So that's about, when they'll be setting off it'll be 9 o'clock at 9 a.m. And then by 1 o'clock, hopefully, people will be finishing around then, if not before. 15.
Oh, nice.
Highs of 17 on the day. So, I mean, maybe it'll feel twice as hot. I don't know.
Yeah.
And there's not much wind either, so a little bit of a breeze, but sunny conditions. Excellent. And not too hot.
Yeah, excellent. Apparently, it's not the easiest of courses. It is a bit up and down, and there's some nice hills to tackle around the course. So I don't know if it's a PB course, but it should actually bring up some good racing because of that. So rather than focusing on running a time trial fast time, people will be more concentrating on actually racing it, which could be really exciting. Yeah.
Well, do you know anyone? I know Aubrey. Well, I've never actually met Aubrey, but he's from YouTube. Or he's from YouTube, you know what I mean? And he's just from YouTube. And he's going out there to do it, isn't he? I think Kofuzi's out there doing it as well.
Yeah.
And best just anyone that's out there, who will have done it by the time I listen to this, please let us know how it went. We'd love to know.
Yes. And if you are listening to this whilst running around Sydney, that would be incredible. Let us know.
You can use Mack's marathon stories as inspiration. And if in doubt, just pop another caffeine gel. You'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's exciting. Sydney. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how everybody gets on.
Yeah, definitely. I am looking forward to it. So very quickly, I'm just going to go through our comments. Shall we leave emails till next week?
Yeah, well, I was going to mention as well about UTMB, but I could do the same and we can talk about that because we've got no guests next week. So maybe we'll chat about UTMB next week.
Yeah, because we'll have all the full results and everything, won't we? And all the details.
I'm just watching it on the live stream now and it looks dreadful. The weather, you can just see everyone waiting for their person to cross the line. And the weather, it just looks grim.
Oh.
So fair play. Again, if anyone's been out there this week to Chamonix, I hope it hasn't been too dreadful because it looks like it's been a wet one.
Yeah, right. So let's go on to very quickly the comments. So first one is from I Just Kept Running. And they say, another great episode, guys. Nice to hear my name finally at the top of the Strava segment. Probably be the last time too. But awesome.
It's because of James. He's got a YouTube channel called I just kept running. Is that what it is?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's recorded his 100 miler on there. So if anyone's interested in hardcore ultra marathons, go and have a look at it. It's a really good video.
Good. Then from last week's video, Gary Manders has commented, looking forward to the Timberhonger. Got a few mates to support. I'll add Mad-Eye Maguire to the list and shout at. Which is good. And then, so we'll see you on Sunday, Gary, because I'm going to come and spectate as well. So I'll be there to support and shout too. Rob Scott says, if the Adidas 100k thing is on the track, won't it be the 100,000 meters instead?
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter about
exactly.
the secret shoes or knobbly vests. Brilliant. Love it.
Yep.
Then LOLO35 says, not going to lie, lads, the most disappointed I've ever been with an episode to date. The lack of jokes regarding people's left side shutting down made my marathon pace 8k block feel like a lifetime. Brilliant. And then Manchester Kevron says, love the email from Andy, the parkrun RD. As a run director at Oldham Parkrun, I could totally relate to all of the things he raised in his email. Especially loved the Olympic finish line comparison.
Who was that, Kev? Who's this, by the way?
That is Manchester Kevron.
Manchester Kev. Yeah. That's because I think I did Oldham Parkrun when Kev was run directing, but I don't know if we've actually ever met. But yeah, that's interesting. I'm sure you run directors would have a lot in common. I'd love to be a fly on the wall at the run directors' Christmas party.
Yeah.
For Parkrun. We should have one.
And then last one is from James Clifton. And they say, was nice to hear the Norwegian singles approach getting some airtime. I've been following a modified approach for the last 16 weeks. As with work and family commitments, I can only manage 4 to 5 runs per week. With that, I repeat a cycle of sub-threshold, easy run, rest. I admit the repetitive nature of the program can seem as a negative to some. For me, I look at it as a positive. It really takes the brain work out of figuring out what I'm doing week after week. It's also very measurable, seeing how you improve your speed at the given heart rate or vice versa. Also, I don't have any proper A races right now, with the next one being Reading Half Marathon in March/April next year. I really see this method as a simple way to build and maintain volume over long periods, and I'm seeing results already. I've knocked off nearly a minute off my 5k PB, going from 19:20 to 18:38, and feel like I'm only scratching the surface. To summarize, for anyone who likes simplicity with a busy work family life, definitely give this method a shot over at least 3 months, and I guarantee you will not regret it. Great bod as always. Cheers. So
Awesome.
Sounds like it is working.
That's really encouraging to hear, isn't it?
Yeah, and after using it for, what did they say, over the last 16 weeks, they've knocked, what is that, 42 seconds off their 5k PB over 16 weeks of doing Norwegian singles. So yeah,
crikey.
So it's obviously works. So yeah, if people are looking for a good one to work around life and work, that's probably a good method to have a go at.
Yeah, definitely. It's obviously working.
Yeah.
So is that the end of the comments?
That is the end of the comments, yes.
I've got a couple of emails to get through as well.
Should we leave emails to next week, or is there?
I just really want to read. I really want to read this one because I think you'll enjoy this one.
Oh, go on then.
I'm going to leave John's and Amelia's to next week, but
okay.
This one you'll know why it's called this in a minute.
Yeah.
The title is called "Out on a Limb / Lamb" in brackets.
Yeah.
So hi Brett and Andy, Alan Nutton dressed as lamb here. Maybe that's the inspiration I need to do my first charity fancy dress marathon. Imagine a nice lamb shank cruising through the miles, cruising on through London landmarks. Anyway, the Norwegian single threshold training sounds like something I could get along with. It's the first I've heard of it on your podcast, and it seems ideal for us runners with family / work ties that are running on aging bodies. I'm 44 myself. I'm currently... sorry, I don't know if I've just outed you as a 44-year-old. I don't know if you wanted to read that. Or sorry, Alan. I'm currently well in my marathon block for the Yorkshire Marathon, which will top out at the 80-mile week. Time-wise, there's not much more I can do on future marathon blocks, so I'm already looking for new regimes to follow that aren't just increasing mileage, which is been the main thing that I've done in each marathon block. It's definitely gave me food for thought. I'll need to look at it a bit more, but thank you for putting it in my mind. As mentioned, about to attack Yorkshire Marathon in October. Got my first sub 3 hour there last year, 2:58, yes, and hoping to go as close to sub 55 as I can this year. P.S. I had to stop running when Andy had his partridge moment, stroke automatic camper van. It turns out I can't run through whilst laughing in my head off. Special mention to me nan on a bog, an old classic I haven't heard in ages. Keep up the amazing job. It's much appreciated. Cheers, Alan. No worries, Alan, Nut and Dressed as Lamb. You are very welcome.
Fantastic.
We need to get him in the London Marathon, don't we?
Yes, definitely. Dressed as a lamb shank. But yeah, after seeing James's comment, it sounds like that is could be a good thing for you, Alan, because as you're saying, if you're topping out at 80 miles and then you haven't got much more time to fit in any more mileage, then swapping for something different, and that could probably help you with time between work, family, and life. Yeah.
Because would you do something similar? Would you be about 80 miles for your
marathon
blocks?
I normally peak around 95 mileage for the week. So yeah,
it's quite a lot of miles to squeeze in, isn't it?
It is. But luckily I don't have a family that I have to look after in the evenings. I can stay out a bit longer. I don't have to shoot home like a lot of people do.
Yeah, it must be incredibly stressful. Yeah,
definitely. But last thing that we need to do before we go is the Strava segment.
Oh, that was weird. The wink. Once again, feel violated.
And this week's Strava leaderboard, last week, in first place for distance was Jonathan Hutchinson with 84.1 miles. So awesome work. Second was Luke Melling with 83.4 miles. It's pretty close up the top this time. And then in third was Alan Nut and Dressed as Lamb with 79.3 miles. So brilliant. Awesome work, everybody. For the climbing, in first place was Rory Hancock with 6,765 foot. Nice. Second was John Braz with 6,385 foot. And in third was Tom Richmond with 6,365 foot. So awesome work. And then our top three ladies for distance. In first place was Chloe Hamard with 65.7 miles. Second was Aveen D with 58.1 miles. And third was Victoria Lee with 57 miles on the nose. And then our top three climbing. First place with Jackie Wilson with 2,612 foot. In second place, in second place was Aveen D again with 2,093 foot. And third was Stephanie Parker with 1,919 foot. So amazing work from everybody.
Brilliant. That's amazing. Great to hear everyone's what everyone's been up to last week. That's some good miles and good elevation.
Yeah. So I think we are pretty much done because we have been going for quite a long time. We're getting on for close to a PB again, although we have got a little bit to cut out in the middle. So it's probably not exactly what the timer says in the top corner. But have you got anything else? Because you look quite interested in whatever you're looking at on the screen right now.
I'm sorry to be antisocial, but I've just seen a couple of mid-Cheshire results come through.
Oh, okay.
And I think I've read something, but I can't find it. All I can see is Dawn Broom has run 21:42, which is pretty good.
Excellent.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, because she's in the middle of marathon training at the moment as well, isn't she? So
yeah,
yeah, amazing.
I'm trying to find out how John did, but I can't find him. Was Tim Gross there?
Ooh, don't know, possibly.
He says he was. He did 18:38.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So he's done well. Oh, Chloe was there. Oh God, am I just outing? Ah, Chloe. Chloe's done. John Broom, 1933. So that's pretty solid.
Excellent. Yeah, good.
For John. Chloe, let me just see how Chloe's done. I don't know what Chloe's PB. I can't believe it. She's done it again. 17:52 sub 18 club. That's mega. 3:33 a K.
Chloe, that is incredible.
Yeah, she sped up as well. She went out hard. 2 and 3 were a little bit slower. Last K 3:23. That's incredible.
Yeah, amazing. That's why I wanted to do that race. It looks so good. I've had an entry to that twice and had to cancel it twice.
Does it move around? Do they have more than one a year? Or is it always this time of year?
They have a spring one and they have a summer one. So they have one at the start of the year and one just after the end of summer.
Yeah. Well, maybe 2026 will be the year of the Ellesmore.
Yeah, fingers crossed. But yeah, amazing. Look at that.
Yeah.
News coming in just at the end. So yeah. Anybody who stayed right to the end got a little
5K news.
Yeah. So awesome. Thank you so much to everybody for listening or watching, and we shall see you next week.
And cheers to guys. Friend of the podcast, Big Mack.
Definitely, yes. Thanks for Mack for joining us. It was great to chat. So go out and check his training for Chicago on his YouTube channel, and let's cheer him on to that finish line. So awesome. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Cheers, guys.
Take it easy, everybody.